All right, so does everybody have their inequalities up for their warm-up? Now, inequalities always have to have what on a graph? Looking at this graph, what tells me, even if I don't know, that they're inequalities? The shading, because we have greater than or less than up there, don't we? Yes, so there has to be shading, and you can see that shading, right? Now, your question says that you are supposed to sketch the graph below. Well, you don't have a graph there. So can you please sketch yourself an XY plane? And it's just a sketch. This does not have to be an immaculate, precise drawing. Literally just a sketch. Okay, so you have a line that is totally horizontal, don't you? Yes? Is that, where does that go through on the y-axis? 5. So here's my first line. That is y is greater than or equal to 5. Everybody okay there? Somebody tell me why that's a solid line. Equal to. There's an equals bar on it, right? The equals bar means solid. Okay, then I have my diagonal line. Can you tell me where the diagonal line goes through the y-axis? Yep, at 3. So that would be below this one, wouldn't it? Right about there. And then it's diagonal, right? Again, this is just a rough sketch, and this is y is less than or equal to 2/3 x. What was it, plus 3? Okay, so I sketched it. Now my directions say place a star in the region of the solution. So folks, I've got this graph here, and I've got this shading. How do I know where the final answers are? Where they overlap. Does everybody see the shaded purple-ish, indigo-ish, triangle-ish thing is? Okay, now fourth period tried to tell me that that right there was the solution. That would be the solution if they're just straight up equations. But these things have shading because they're inequalities. So you need to go ahead and put a star where the solutions would be. And the shading, yep. How's everybody doing there? That comes right from a state test question. You can handle that, can't you? Yeah, you can handle that for sure. No problem. All right, so you can see today I just have a whole bunch of word problems for you. We're actually going to go straight in order today. We're not going to be jumping all over the place. I know, right? We're going to follow the same process. Tell me the unknowns, write me the equations, put it in Desmos, and write me an answer. Sound good? Worksheet for homework, and we'll call it a day. All right, go ahead and read number 1. I need to know what the unknowns are, please. Perfect. And we'll call them X and Y. All right, it says Carol is. Folks, what am I using for Carol? And what does is mean? Equals. 3 years older than J. What operation is older? Addition. So 3 years older than J. Could you have that flipped around and have it Y plus 3? Adding, you're allowed to switch around, aren't you? Is 10 plus 3 the same as 3 plus 10? Yes, it is. So you can switch those around just fine. It's subtraction that you're not allowed to switch around. Okay, now it says this year she is, who's she? What do we use it for Carol? Is means equals 4 times as old as J. What are we using for J? 4Y. And the sum of their ages. How do I show the sum? What does the sum mean? So if I add their ages, nope, add their ages, equals 4. See how it says is 4? That's equals 4. How's everybody doing? Is it okay that there's 3? Are you sure? It's still a system, isn't it? Okay. I don't really need 3. You can, but I want you to look at these equations. Do you see how this one is equal to x and this one is equal to x? Well, if they're both equal to the same thing, don't they have to be equal to each other? right? Isn't that logical? So instead of having both of these, we can just set them equal to each other like that. Well, it's kind of like substitution here, Derek. Would you agree that x is equal to this? Which means I could plug this in for x. See how that works? Okay, no more confusion? Okay, so now you're ready. We're just going to put in these two bottom equations, and we're going to find their intersection and the answer. Perfect. Which one is which? You said 3 then 1, so that's Carol then Jay, right? Oh, so they're just little guys. 3 years old and 1 year old. How we doing with that one? Awesome. I like it. Good start. That's the hardest one we have all day. Really. Not too bad, right? It's a little different though with the 3 equations. And okay, go ahead and read number 2. You'll have one very similar to this on your worksheet tonight. What's that? Okay. The number of them or how much they cost? Number of adult and number of student. So folks, on this problem, would it be okay if you had a decimal? No, you're either there or you're not there. There's not half a ticket. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, child, not student. Sorry about that. Thank you, Tyler. Okay, here we go. Together, they cost $240. Okay, but what equals 240? X plus Y is 240. Adults plus children is 240. The adult fare is, what am I using for adults? So X is equals, right? Twice the child's fare. Awesome. Child is Y in our case. Go for it. Oh, this does say how much is each ticket. So this is money. What's up? So is it okay if you get a decimal? Yeah, it is. We're not talking about a number of tickets. We're talking about a total cost. Say it again. So adults cost how much? No. $1.60. Thank you, ma'am. And how much do the children's tickets cost? Awesome. I didn't say it was. That's okay. Listen, we've if that's the biggest mistake you make today, I think we're doing okay. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. All right, go ahead. No, this is not the same problem. We did a dimes and quarters problem, I think, the other day. Is it number of? So would it be okay to have a decimal here? Are you sure? I can't have half a nickel. Can't have half a dime. So we don't want decimals here. Okay. True, but you're not physically cutting a nickel in half. All right, it says I have $2.35. That's money, isn't it? Okay, so I got to write an equation with some money on it. How much is a nickel? Now, carefully tell me how you're going to write 5 cents. 0.05. Don't tell me 0.5. 0.5 means 50 cents. 0.05 what? Okay, how much is a dime? So 0.10 y for a grand total of $2.35. Hey, nobody has a jar of coins at home? I do, right? Well, yeah, my jar is not very full yet. How about that? Now it tells me she has 33 coins. Does that have anything to do with money? No. What is making up those 33 coins? X and Y are dimes and nickels. So we'll add them and we get that 33. $10.23. Everybody doing okay with that or no? Oh, is that what they cross? That's okay. That's an easy fix. Again, if that's the biggest mistake you make today, we're still doing all right. What did you guys say it was? 1914. All right, so she has 19 nickels and 14 dimes. You guys feel like you're getting the hang of this? Yeah? Good? All right. How many got back here? 4 of them? 3? Oh, all right. Go ahead and read it. Is it a number or a cost? Okay. Ooh. Do you see how that's $937? No. Yep. You got to read. Yeah, it's in words. You guys see how it says 321? It's in words. Okay, so equals 321. So that's the equation with no money. Now we need the equation with money. She's on it. On it. Money, money, and more money. Okay, every part of that equation has money on it. I cannot, because this is a number of tickets. If it was a cost for tickets, then yes. Doing okay, Luke? Yeah. You doing okay back there, Logan? Awesome. Go ahead and write yourself sentence. Start with a capital letter, end with a period, please. What's your next one about there, Derek? The rectangle? Okay. Doing okay? All right. Unknowns, please, for number 5. Dimension, so that's length and width. All right. The length of a rectangle is. What is length of my rectangle? Is means Okay, everybody doing all right with that part? 5 centimeters less than. Folks, do you see this less than? That means I have to switch it, and the -5 goes at the end. It's not 5 minus. You have a -5 at the end. 3 times its width. 3y, that's my width. Now here's where everybody messes up. It says the perimeter. How do you find the perimeter of a rectangle? How many sides are there? 2 of each. So this is going to be 2x and 2y has got to be equal to 70. The common mistake is people just want to do x plus y. Okay, but that would only be 2 sides, wouldn't it? I need 4 sides for my rectangle. Say it again. Like that? What's that? Oh, I upgraded it. Yep, so I can go as long as I want. And with the old version, you were limited to 10 minutes at a time, and you can only do 30 videos every month. Yeah. That was just the free version of it, so I upgraded it. Yeah, we basically did 3 a day, didn't we? Yeah, and that would basically give me 2 weeks when there's 4 weeks in a month. Yeah. Any questions here? One more? Yes. Unknowns, please. Okay. So, is it okay if this ends up being a decimal? I mean, it'd be great if it was a whole number, but it'd be okay if it was a decimal. All right. Ann and Betty together have $60. What equals 60? There we go. Together. Together. We're adding them. Ann has. What are we using for Ann? Nuh-uh. Has is just like is. X equals 9 more than. What does more than mean? More than. More than is plus. Just like less than is minus, more than is plus. Twice Betty. Now, folks, would it be okay if this was flipped around and it was 2y plus 9? Yes. 90. That doesn't make any sense. $0. Okay, I was going to say, that doesn't make any sense. Say it again. Okay. Okay, so I have a worksheet for you, but I want to make 2 comments about this worksheet before I let you go. So I will pass those out, and then I'll pull it up here on the board, and we'll talk about it for a minute. That's too many?
It's only 5. Come on.
Oh, God. All right, I would like to go down to number 4 first. Why don't you get your name on it?
Only 4.
No, well, there's 5.
Why are we talking about your insurance, Miss Cannon?
Well, I don't know. Look, I run out of things to talk about in these word problems. It's hard.
You should put some of us in there.
Yeah?
Facts.
Put me in there first. We need like a little vote box.
We need a little annoying kid on
Hey.
Hey, kidding. Tell her and I are friends.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Okay, so I'm on number 4. Okay, read it. Tell me your unknowns. Okay, so I have insurance and registration. Now, the reason I want to talk about this question is because there's a piece of information in here that you don't need. There's a number in here that everybody always tries to use, but I purposefully put it in here to show you not all the time you're going to use all the numbers. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if I thought it was going to cost $60 less, right? They're still going to charge me what they're charging me. Right, it says $60 more, I'm sorry, than I planned for. You don't need that sentence. They're going to charge me what they're going to charge me. I don't really have a say in it. Everybody okay with that? Yes? Okay, so then you can finish it from there. Okay, let's go up to number 2. Can you tell me your unknowns for number 2?
The fish, the trout, and
Perch and trout? So could this be decimals? I mean, pretty easily could chop a fish in half, but we're not going to, okay? All right. Well, the first equation, you should have no problem writing me. It says, in this lake, I have 12,000 perch and trout. Awesome. Oops. Okay, now this is the tricky one. It says, twice as many perch as trout. Is that telling me about the perch or the trout? There are twice as many perch as trout. Time out. Is it telling me about the perch or the trout? Perch. Perch is x. So x equals, how do I show twice the trout? There we go. And now you're ready to go. All right, so you have the remainder of the class period to work on this, hopefully get it finished. And then your quiz will be on Monday.